Which ferry should you take between Estonia and Finland? In this video, I'll try out two ferry companies that travel between Helsinki and Tallinn. I'll compare the prices and what it's like on board. I'll show you around both ships, and at the end, I'll tell you which one became the best ferry I've ever been on. Well, it's an early morning start for us. It's not even 6:30. We've left the hotel behind us and we're on our way to Finland. Yeah, we're getting on board a ship. Is it a ship? Is it a ferry? Is it a boat? Let me know in the comments. But anyway, little walk across here, 10-minute walk. Two things about this morning. One, the weather. It's really clear. The weather forecaster talked about fog and mist, but we haven't got any. So we should have some fantastic views leaving the port. Two, mosquito bites. Yeah, I look like a domino set this morning. So remember, if you need somebody to come and take all the mosquitoes away from you, I'm your man. Trust me, even friends who get bitten a lot think I'm the one. Even though I travel quite a lot, I can be at times a little bit over-concerned about things. And I was thinking, will I be able to find the D terminal where we sail from? Well, guess what? It isn't too hard. This is the Viking Line ferry that also runs on this route. Maybe on a future video, I'll try it. Now, we just need to go through and get on board the ship. Remember, ships are not like buses or trains. You need to get on a little bit before you normally would for them. So here is the geography for today. We're crossing the Gulf of Finland, and typically a crossing between Tallinn and Helsinki will take between 2 and 2.5 hours. Buying a ticket online was simple using their English language page. The cost was €53.40. That's £45.12 or $55.57. Though that included a buffet breakfast, which we'll see in a bit. Before we leave, time for a look around the ship. A quick look at the comfort lounge, beyond my budget, and we're off. This ship, as you'll see, is blessed with lots of different seating, and of course gambling. As we're still in port, the two-storey shop is closed, but we'll come back there in a bit. I don't know about you, but I was really impressed with the setup in this ship. On the right, space for younger travellers. There are 4 decks with public areas. 7, which is the lower part of the superstore, 8 where we are now, and then it's up to 9, and in a little bit, 10. After this pub, there's a great area to chill with views off the back of the ship. I'll show you deck 10 when we leave port, but for now, the rest of 9. Here's an area for a snooze. Here, you could grab a burger. And there's more food options here. We'll take breakfast in a minute,
But first, that look around the shop for you. I've got to say, I was very surprised with just how big the shop was. It seemed to go on and on and on. And I didn't expect so much clothes and shoes to be available, but kept thinking, where's the booze? But there is a downstairs to the shop and endless bottles of alcohol. Moomins and Lego, what's not to like?
Well, there's the thing. I was left 15 minutes early, so better get up on deck to see Tallinn as we depart.
The rush up on deck was to prove to be worthwhile for a spectacular sail away from the Estonian capital, Tallinn. If you fancy seeing more of Tallinn, make sure you hit subscribe to the channel, as we're off there in a future video.
Amazing views though, weren't they? Now, it's time for breakfast. Thank you.
Well, I've got a busy day ahead, so I think it's time to load up for my walk around Helsinki. Remember that warning about fog? When approaching Helsinki, they were right. If this video is proving helpful, I'd appreciate a quick tickle of the like button to take this video to more travel lovers.
Just got back from Helsinki and you can see how my time there went via a link on the screen now, or if you're watching this video in its first week out, it'll be here very, very shortly, I promise. However, I now need to go back into the terminal to head back to Tallinn and compare the first ferry with the second.
If you've been impressed by the terminals here and in Tallinn, the best is yet to come upstairs. Unlike Tallink, on this ferry I had to collect a printed ticket. And you know what? I think I do pretty well at reading my Finnish, don't you think? Woohoo!
I know the other ferry I could book in on my phone, but that, to be honest, was really straightforward. We're here with more than an hour before the ferry leaves. That behind me was where we came in earlier in the video. We're going to be leaving on the opposite side, but I thought I'd give you an idea of what the departure area is like, and I'll show you an amazing place to watch the ship come in. And I think, unlike when we came in with all the fog and mist, we'll get a great view of Helsinki as we leave.
Yup, the weather had certainly changed.
What a place to watch the world go by. Well, you've got to say it, haven't you? The paintwork on that ship is top draw.
This ship was a lot busier than our earlier ride. I'm not sure if that was the cost or down to the time of day. Talking about the cost for this ferry, it was a lot lower at €22. That's £18.59 or $22.90. Though that didn't include the food I bought on board, which then takes the full price to €39.60 or £32.84 or $41.22. Taking in this performance area, it's pretty clear that at times this is a party boat. Yes, more gambling again. In theory, there are 4 decks with public areas, but it felt quite a bit smaller and older than the previous ferry. I got food here and would say it was fine, but for me, the previous ship had better food. Like the other ship, there was plenty of seating available. Time then to leave. Eventually, I found my way to the bar at the front of the ship. I didn't have time to fully take in the shop on this ship, but judging by the deck plan available online, it was a lot smaller than the other ship. As I begin my walk to Tallinn, time to compare the 2 ships. Booking was equal, but it was annoying to have to print my ticket, so Tallink wins there. On price, a pretty clear winner in Eckerö. Shopping, well, it's an easy win here, isn't it? A very big shopping area on the Tallink ferry. Food, on what I had, I'd say Tallink. As for facilities in general, well, one ship is around 20 years younger than the other. So yes, it has to be MyStar and Tallink. After that head-to-head between the 2 ferries, you might be wondering which was my favourite. Well, it wasn't the one behind me. MyStar was MyStar. And if we're saying the Hortin ships aren't ferries, then it's the best ferry I've ever been on. It was amazing. And if you're on this route, definitely use that ship.